Guys, welcome to sysadmin YouTube channel. This channel will provide sysadmin tutorials, tips and guides. So in this particular video we'll be talking about remote command execution, and this is one of the basic skills that you should have as a sysadmin, and we'll be using Linux. So we are basically talking about Linux administration in this video. So welcome to sysadmin YouTube channel, guys. Now let's get started. We have I have this is my terminal. I'm using bash terminal, but something that I would like to inform you about is that I'll be using Vagrant, but in your own case you might have a set of Linux computers connected together. But in this case I'll be using virtual machines, and we advise you that you should follow along with me because to give you the same understanding as having a physical machine. However, it's just way simpler. That's the main purpose of virtual machines. And then to even make it more simpler, you'll be using Vagrant, and Vagrant is a virtual machine automation tool. And I believe even if you are for a beginner sysadmin, you might not understand what Vagrant is. Vagrant is a virtual machine automation tool, just like I've said it, and you have to install it just like you install regular applications. So let's go. So let's just search for it, and so that you understand Vagrant. So you install it, and this is not necessary, but if you want to follow along with me, I would advise that you do the same. So download this application, install it, then you install VirtualBox that will serve say, or any hypervisor basically, but I'm using VirtualBox. It's going to serve as the hypervisor. This the application that we host the virtual machines we are creating with Vagrant. So this will automate the creation of virtual machines in VirtualBox. So it's very useful, guys. So we'll be using VirtualBox to create multiple virtual machines at a time, and then just so simple. When after installing this tool, I think that's all you need, and then you can just come to your maybe bash, or you can even use your command line terminal, but I'm using bash. So just come to bash, and then you are going to create a Vagrant file. I've already created it, and I believe you understand how to create a file, that touch, whatever you understand. Just create a file, then I'll show you the content of the file. This is the file here. Name it Vagrant file. The name is very important. Vagrant file, capital V. So name it Vagrant file, and then this is the content of the file, because we are creating a multi-VM Vagrant file. That's why we have this. So if you notice, we have this config.vm 1 2 3 4. So I'm creating 4 different VMs here. The first one, I'm giving it the name of script box, and then the operating system, that is the box name, is CentOS. And you can get your own box name as well, but you can just copy this. You can get it from Vagrant. Go to the Vagrant, find boxes. So you can get different boxes here. So when you click on them, just click on any of these, you see the name here, but this is not the one I'm using. However, I'm using CentOS. Then I've given the machine this IP address. This is the command to provide IP address to a Vagrant machine. This is a Ruby command, Ruby language, or this script is written in Ruby. So you can just copy it. You don't need to understand Ruby to be able to follow along. Just copy this, and mind you, just as a reminder, we are doing this because we don't want to set up physical machines for our sysadmin operations. And this is a very good lab. Since you'll be doing lab, you'll be doing a lot of tests, and at the beginning in your career you might not have the capital to create to buy all the appliances or the tools you are going to need. So one of the best bets for you is to have something like this to be able to spin up virtual machines at any time on your physical machine. All right, So now this is the second machine. I've named it Web01. I'm using the same box image CentOS as this and as the third one as well. The third one is having a different box image. In this case, we are using Bionic, which is Ubuntu, by the way. So the name is Web03, this is Web02, and I've given each one of them different IP addresses. So different IP, and something important as well, in fact I might even change this, is the RAM size. You can see the memory size. These ones have 254, 254, 254. Just this script box is having 1 gig, and there is a reason for that as well. The reason is that I'll be using this to do a lot of operations on this. I'll be using this to control all of this, which I'm going to show you in detail in this video. So that's why I notched up the RAM size of this. And then the way Vagrant works is that it's going to pick from your physical machine's resources. So all these sizes here should be decided or should be used in relation to the RAM size of your physical machine. And yeah, that's important. So probably let me just modify this file, because I want to reduce the I would like to reduce the RAM size of the first machine. Maybe I'll make it 512. Alright, so I'm making it 512 now. Let's see the file now. So now I've changed it to 512. So after creating this, you can just type it out, guys, or I can put it in the description box below this video. So you can just type it out, put it into a name Vagrant file, and after doing that, then you can just come to your terminal, just run this command, vagrant up. The vagrant up is going to bring up all the VMs that you have here. Like, it's going to put it into your virtual box. So let me show you. After you install VirtualBox, which is one of the prerequisites to all the things I've talked about in this video. So you are going to get this. At the moment I just have one machine, but for you will not have any machine here, which is fine. So Vagrant Talks will bring all the 4 machines and display them in your VirtualBox. So that's what we'll be doing. Let me just run it. It can take a while, so I'm going to fast forward or pause this video to the end. So this should be up any moment from now. Not any moment actually, but you can see the operation should start any moment from now. I've already set up this, and this will not be as slow as the rest. This will be very fast because it's already running. It will take a while because it's going to download this box, run it, set up the IP and the rest. Perform the same for every other machine that you have here. So can see bringing up first one, second one, third and fourth. So script box already provisioned. Can you see? So it's switching to the second one because it's already provisioned, this script box here. So script box is already provisioned. So now he's going to the second one, in this case, which is Web01 that I have here. As you can see, it's importing the box, which is this. It's going to import it, simply just downloading it, then he's going to install it. Then after the installation, is going to bring up the machine and you are going to see it here. Then from there is going to move to the second one and then finally to the third one. third machine here is unique, not unique, but it's having different operating system. So it has Ubuntu operating system. So the operation is quite different, just a little. Both are Linux operating systems, but they are different distros. So we are 80% into it. Alright, can you see? That's downloaded and is bringing it up. Can you see? Then after this, it will move to the second or the third one. Sorry. So pre-boot, booting VM. So starting. After starting, then it start running. Alright. So it's as simple as that, guys. Then from here, it's going to move to the second virtual machine. So it's running. As you can see, this like the desktop, the preview of the desktop, what's happening within this. That's what you're seeing on your Oracle VirtualBox. So now it's trying to SSH. By default, we are using Vagrant. So it's going to try other means, then afterwards it's going to try something that will work, which is the private key. We are going to talk more about this, just stick around. Eventually it's going to sign in. Don't worry about the warning. Just make sure that you are connected to the internet. Alright, Vagrant insecure key detected, no problem. Vagrant will automatically replace this with a newly generated key pair. Fine. So inserting the key. Talk more about this. So now we are configuring the interface and then configuring this folder. We call it synced directory. This is a directory that is linked from this Vagrant machine, this particular machine, to your physical machine. It has some use cases. Right, as you see, is started working on the third machine here, which is Web 02. So that will be listed here in a moment. So downloading the boxing image again. So now talking about sync directory. Sync directory, what you can see here is a directory that is on your, as you can see, this is your physical machines directory. The D drive, the folder in the D drive is called DevOps, and the folder inside that is called Bash for beginners. So what this really means is that from your Vagrant machine, you have this directory. From your Vagrant machine, you have this directory, and the directory is synced. That is, whatever you have in this directory will be in this location, and whatever you have in this location will be in directory. That they are synced together. So that's a common use case of this is that, you know, Vagrant, just like any virtual machine or any computer, actually, they can default at any time. So maybe you have some important files that you have in this VM, you can put it in this directory, so automatically you are going to have it on a physical machine. So even if you can't sign in to the VM, the Vagrant VM later on, you can always have that important files on your physical machine. So that's the purpose of the sync directory, and it's created on every VM that you have. So because we are creating these VMs together, they will be sharing the same Vagrant sync directory, so which is not a problem. Alright, Web 02, I think we should have that now. I think, yeah, this is it. We are Web 02, can you see? So can you see this is the same sync directory. Now we are moving on to the last machine, which is Ubuntu. So now we have the first three running, and if you want you can sign into this, but we are not ready for that. Let's complete this. Everything we'll be doing here will be on the terminal, so we are not doing anything GUI. And as a sysadmin, the terminal should be your best friend. So you are not doing anything on the GUI, especially if you're a Linux sysadmin, which is what we are. Yeah, nothing. We are not doing anything. So the box is downloaded. Now let's bring the box up. All right, the box is coming up. Episode 3, this should be up in a moment from now. It's already running, so we should be ready to go in any moment from now. So now we've been able to talk about how to set up what is Vagrant and how to set up a multi-VM in a Vagrant, multi-VM using a Vagrant. So imagine if you want to do this physically, you want to set up multiple VMs physically and connect them, because these machines are connected, because the IP address, if you should scroll up, you can see we gave them the IP address. They are on the same network, 192.168.10.12.13.14.15. If you are to set this up physically, just imagine the amount you are going to spend to get the physical machines, to get the networking equipment and connect them together. So this is one of the use cases of Vagrant. You've been able to eliminate that. In fact, that's some of the use cases of VirtualBox actually. So Vagrant just enables us to set this up manually. Alright, now we have our systems, virtual machines up and running. As you can see, we have them here. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to sign into the first one, which is script box, which is here. So and that's where our work, that's where we do most of the work. So to sign into one of them, you can just use Vagrant SSH and the name of the machine, script box. So you hit enter and you'll be in no time. Alright, now we are in script box. However, the name is localhost, which is the default name that comes with any machine setup, especially on Vagrant. So we are going to change the host name here, and the easiest way to do that first is switch to the root user, and then we are going to modify the host name. The host name is located in etc directory, and the name of the file is host name. So vi is an editor. It's a editor that comes with Linux, so you are going to use it. So inside, just press I and delete everything that you have here. So we are going to call this box, just caps lock, let's call it script box. This is the name we are going to call this. Escape :WQ to save, small letter WQ to save. Then you can just play around there. Host name, just type it again, script box. Alright, now if we should sign out and sign in, you notice that the local host stuff here is going to change afterwards. Alright, now let's sign in again. As you can see, the name has changed. We now have this instead of localhost. So we are going to repeat the same for the other web 02 and web 03 machines. So let's just get back out of here. So now let's sign into web 01. We are in. So now let's just change to the root user, and then I just modify the file. We are in Sky. Alright, just delete everything. We are going to call this web 01 escape colon okay. Alright, you can do this. Zero one. Now we are going to exit out of this and finally exit out of the Vagrant machine. So now we are going to repeat the same thing for web 02. Alright, switch to the root user, so the -9. Then modify so we call this web 02. Alright, so just exit. Alright, for the last one, web 03. So we are into web 03, and you can see something is different. We have all this welcome, blah blah blah. This is Ubuntu. It's kind of different from the previous 3 machines. vi/tc/hostname. Alright, I to insert, then you delete. Now we're going to call this web 03 escape :WQ. We are out. Now let's exit out and go back into our script box. All right. So now the next thing we are going to do, I'm going to show you how to map the host name of all these machines to their IP address in the script box. So script box will be able to communicate with all these machines. So we'll be able to configure the machines from our script box. So we are going to map the IP address to their host name. So simple here. Just first let's become the root user, and then what we are going to do is to modify the host file. Just open it and then just insert. Now you go back to the end of the line. Now you put the IP address of these machines. The first one is 192.168. Sure, I can't remember. Let me peep. I think actually can't remember. This is the file. See if I can open it on you need the right IP address, guys. Something else that we can do is, instead of coming here, you can actually just IP address show, and that will give us the details. But you can just copy it. It's 192.168.10, so 12 to 15. All right, that's all I want. 192.10.12 space web 01, and then I'll press escape to come back to the command mode. I'll just copy this YY to copy and then paste it. I think 3 times. We have 1 2 3. All right, insert again. Now I'll just modify, call this 3, and no, I think it's okay. Web 01 is 13. All right, so 13, 14, 15. This will be 15. We go up 14 is 2. Go up, this one is 1, and this one is 13. All right, now we have been able to map their IP to their host name, so we can communicate with these machines using their host name instead of using their IP address. So that is more secure. All right, now since that is done, we can let's test the connection between these machines from our script box. Let's ping. Let's say I want to ping web 02. Shall I hit enter? Can you see ping is working perfectly? That means there's a communication between script box and web 02. So just press Ctrl C to quit that. Let's back into our script box. So now in the subsequent video, we are going to sign into these machines from our script box. All right. All right. So now we have mapped their name to their host name to the IP address. Now the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to sign into these machines from our background box. So it's not so difficult to do. So what you just need to do is simple. To sign into a remote system, use SSH. and then provide a name, that a username on that machine, and you give then you give the name of the machine, or in another case the IP address of the machine. This is how to SSH into any remote machine. So let's try web 01. So we are going to hit enter. Then we get this authenticity query, that authenticity of host web 01 can be established. So are you sure you want to continue? If you say yes, then you are going to you will be asked to provide a password. This is by default. First, you are connected to the machine, but secondly, before you can sign into the machine, you need to know a username on that machine. And since we set it up using Vagrant, then definitely Vagrant is a user, and the default password of Vagrant on any machine is just Vagrant lowercase. So provide that, and we are in. As you can see from script box, I've been able to sign into web 01, and this is so easy to do, guys. So ideally we are not going to be using Vagrant user to manage this machine, so we are going to create a new user to manage this machine, and we can just go ahead and start doing that now. But first, from Vagrant has sudo right, so we are going to switch to the root user from Vagrant, right? Then what we are going to do is we are going to create a new user. This is the user we'll be using to manage this machine. So let's add a user. So in CentOS machine, to add a user, just user add. That's the command used to add a user. You just call it sysadmin. Let's call it sysadmin. This is the username. Then we are going to hit enter. Then let's provide a password for the user. passwd sysadmin. Hit enter. Then give the password. Try to remember the password. Alright, now we have a new user. Now we have a new user on this machine. So this is so simple, guys. Something else that we have to do is to make this user an admin. An admin, that is a user that can perform sudo rights. And then the way to do that is to add this user to the sudo file, and it's very simple. Just press v sudo, hit enter. Then you'll be presented with this sudo file. So what you are going to do here is to just search /root. Just search for that, or you can use :/root. Then just look for where you have root. As you can see the cursor here. I have root. So what you are going to do is to yank this line. Just press Y twice, then you P once. You are going to paste that line, which is what we are going to. Then you press I to enter the insert mode. Now we are going to delete this root here and add sysadmin, basically the name of the user you created. So after adding that, what you need to do next is to just come over to where you have just before this all, the last all here, we are going to put no password, because we don't want to be providing password whenever we use this user. So just put no password : space. So that's what you want to do. Now you are going to save the document. And then we are done. Now we have a user on this machine, and the user can perform sudo action, so the user has sudo right. So we are going to repeat this for all the other machines, and I will just repeat that because that will make the knowledge stick. So we are going to log out from this machine. Alright, now we are out of the machine. Sorry, basically I shouldn't have logged out of SSH, because this one we used to do all of that. We repeat the same thing for create a file, a user on web02, and then add the user to the sudo file. Alright, so what we are going to do here is connect to web02 SSH vagrant, because that's the current user we know on that machine, at web02. Then you hit enter, you get the same thing, just type yes. Now you provide the password of vagrant, enter. Now we are in as vagrant, so we are going to switch to sudo. Now we are the root user, then we are going to add a user add. We call this sysadmin too, sysadmin, fine. Then we are going to give it a password, passwd, hit enter. Then we are going to give the password. Alright, now we have created the user and we have given it the password. So the next thing to do is to add this user to the sudo file, which is simple with sudo. Alright, just :/root. Just search for the root. This can be tricky at times, but well, okay, that's the file. So what we are going to do now is just y twice, then p once. Now paste. Now press I to insert, delete this, then sysadmin. Now we are going to just put no password there. No passwd actually, so that's what I use. :space escape :wq. Now this is an admin on this machine, so we are going to exit back into our script box. Now we are in the script box machine with the intention of repeating the same for the third machine, but there's something here. If you notice, web03 is Ubuntu machine, and then by default you can't just come in from anywhere and try to sign into an Ubuntu machine just like that. No, it doesn't work like that. But let's see the error here, so we'll be able to explain more on that. Now, just like before, you'll be thinking, oh, this is fine, but can you see what we've got? It says permission denied. It's not even asking us for password, so there is an issue here. So by default, Ubuntu doesn't allow you to sign in using public key. By default, it is disabled. So we are going to sign into this Ubuntu machine manually and enable this public key. Then we are going to continue afterwards. That's what we are going to do, guys. All right, let's do that. So let's quickly sign into the machine manually. All right, web03. All right. So all right, we are in. So we are going to switch to the root user. Now we are the root user. So we are going to modify the file that controls this instruction. So to do that, the file is in the etc directory. Then it is ssh directory and then sshd -config. All right, so you hit enter. This is the file. This file contains the details that we are going to modify. So whenever you get public key access denied error, just like we got it, oftentimes it is this password that is disabled. So first, let's set the line number, just :s, and you set the line number. Then in this file we are going to search again, just /, just search for password. I hope to get it. Password, we got some, but let's search again with something. Let's search for password like this. All right, can you see? This is where we are going. Can you see password authentication is set to no? We are going to switch this to yes. It is on line 56. So we are going to press I and scroll down to where we have line 56. Just I to insert. Now go to line 56. That's it over there. I just change it to yes, and we are done. So just press the escape key to enter the command mode and WQ to save. Now we have modified this SSHD config. SSHD is used to remote signing. So this is the configuration file that is preventing us from signing in. So what we are going to do is to restart the service. It's important because it's a service. We need to restart it. So very simple. System ctl restart system ctl restart ssh. That's the service. Hit enter and it's going to restart. So after restart, now let's continue the process from script box. So we are going to exit out. All right, exit. Now let's sign in our script box. The same process that we were not able to use, that is to sign in as Vagrant from a remote machine onto an Ubuntu machine. That same process we are going to repeat it now. So Vagrant SSH. Now basically it's just asking us for the password. Can you see? So now our work is just to provide the password, which is Vagrant, and we are in. We have broken the lock. So we are in the machine. So what we just need that is to create the user and add the user to the sudo house file, which is not difficult. So to create a user, first let's just switch to the root admin. Now to create a user, let's just give it a name. Create a user. In Ubuntu, in CentOS we use user add to create a user, but in Ubuntu the command is add user, and the username sysadmin. When you do this, it's going to ask for your password and the rest just immediately. hit enter. Then can you see that added the user, created this group, blah blah blah. So enter the password. So just provide the password of the user, then retype the password. Now you can fill in these details, but they are not important. So is the information correct? Why? Yes. Now the user has been created. So what we are going to do now is to add the user to the sudo as file. Alright, but if we try to edit the file using this vsudo, it will not work because vsudo is not the default. Vi editor is not the default editor in Ubuntu. So we are going to change the editor, the default one, using this command export export editor, which is used to export editor, which is used to, it's like a temporary variable to set the default variable to vim editor. So that's what we are actually doing here. So we are setting the variable to vim editor. When you hit enter, now we can use vsudo to modify the file. So now, just like you can even see it very clearly. So just come down here, don't even need to, just come down here, yank and paste. So what's up? Oh, there's a mistake. First I'm going to quit the file, just quit without saving, then I'm going to open it again. Alright, now let's just bring the cursor to here, then y. Don't know. Okay, y, sorry, I was doing the wrong command. To copy, use y twice. That's what you use to copy. So after copying, insert. Now you modify, just name it sysadmin. Now when you are done, now let's just give the password, which is no pass wd, and then escape wq. Save. Now that we have saved that, our work is almost done here, guys. Our work is almost done. Now we can just run commands from scriptbox to control any of the other machines. So we don't need to be logging in and out before you can control the machines. For example, let's go back. Root. Oh, haven't we changed the host name here? So let's change the host name. So vi slash etc slash host name. Oh, we have changed it. Maybe we have not restarted the system. Alright. So alright, but that's not the issue. The issue is that we need to get back to Vagrant. Now in script box. Now we are in script box. So now we are going to test out what we have done, since we don't want to be providing username and password. That's why we added no password to the vsudo file. So what you are going to do now is want to test out a command using the user that we created. Mind you, it's not going to ask for any password. So this is, let's say, web 02. Then we are signing in. Then after signing, we want to run this command, like let's just see the uptime time of the machine. She hit enter. Sorry, it's asking for password, so I think something might be wrong. So this is working fine. Okay, provide password. Okay, we haven't solved this problem, guys. There's a problem again. Yeah, we don't want to be using password whenever we run a command from here, so we will switch from password to key based login. Yeah, it will continue to ask for password, guys, because we haven't removed that. So the only way to solve this issue is to be using SSH keygen instead of just regular one. So that's what we will be setting up now. So now we are going to remove this. Instead of using password, we will be using SSH login. And then the first thing to the this process is to generate an SSH key. We are going to generate it on this key, on this box machine. And whenever you generate an SSH key, it's going to generate both the public and private key. So the public key, you can put it anywhere you want to be signing in. So when you try to sign in from here onto that machine, so the private key we authenticate will be the one to sign you in, because you already have the public key on that machine. So that's what we'll be doing. So the first step in simple terms is to run this SSH keygen on this machine. So this is going to generate this. Can you see? Generating public and private RSA key pair. So it's telling you enter the file which to save the key, but by default you should just leave it at this file. So hit enter. Now enter the passphrase, like empty for no passphrase. We are not giving any passphrase. Enter the same passphrase. Enter. Now this has been created. We've gotten both key. Now we can see this key. So and it works like a lock and key. So the lock is the public key, and it's what you are giving out to other machines where you want to sign in, while the key is the one that will be on this system. So whenever you try to sign into the public machine or the remote machine, the public key will ask for your private key, and by default the system will provide the private key. So we are going to put the public key on other machines, web 0, 1, 2 and 3, and we'll have the public key. You have the public key to open them. So that's just how it works. So first let's look at this key first, and then from there, by default the key is located in your home directory. Can you see? So you can just copy this. This is the private key, so you can copy that. You can just, let's see it, cut, paste. Let's see if this work. Okay, can you see? Now this is the private key. In this position as well, you have the public key. Let's paste. Oh, sorry, I think I'm using the wrong stuff. All right, let's paste that. Oh, sorry. Okay, I say dot, I think it's dot pub. Yes, hit enter. Yes, this is the public key. Can you see it? This is the public key and this is the private key, but that's just by the way, guys. So the important thing here is to send this public key onto the remote. So and to do that, use SSH hyphen copy ID hyphen ID. So you run this and you provide the username of the remote machine, web01. So you hit enter. Can you see says this has been installed info. So what we are going to do here now is to provide the password. So the sysadmin password, and bam, number of keys added. We have added 1 key. So we are going to repeat the same for web02. So provide the password to the user on web02, and then repeat the same for web03. Fine, now we have been able to do this. So now we can just go ahead and try to access these machines, just like we tried earlier. I think, let's see if I can just get to the instruction. Okay, this is what we tried to do, but we don't want to be providing password, so let's hit enter. Now can you see we can access this machine without using any password? This is the command we ran uptime, and we've been able to come up with that. So let's just clear the screen. So we've been able to talk a lot. We've talked about a lot of things in this very long video, and I really hope that you have been able to learn a lot, because I enjoy giving you this tutorial, guys. So let's run the command again, so that you see, before when we run it, it's going to ask for username and password, but now we can just run it without providing password. Can you see? It's as simple as that. We can run a lot of stuff. You can see the memory on the machine. That is the free memory. We gave this system actually a low memory, 254. So this is the free one. Can you see from? So it's just total 226 used, free, cache, and the rest. On web03, guys, in fact, to see the host name of that machine, just put host name. Can you see this? The host name thing has not changed. Maybe we need to restart the machine. All right, to see the host name on web02, can you see web02? And to see the host name on web01, this is the host name on web01. It is as simple as that, guys. This is a very important skill as a system administrator. This will come in handy, how to connect many machines together and how to manage these machines from a single machine. Oftentimes we'll be working with servers, then how to control set of servers from just a single server. Let's do a quick recap of what we did. We set up Vagrant machines, 4 different Vagrant machines: VM1, VM2, VM3, and Scriptbox, which is the main machine that we use to access the remaining 3 machines. And after setting up the machines using Vagrant, we created users. We signed into this remote machine using Vagrant, using SSH Vagrant at the username of the machine. I think we set the host name on all these machines. Sorry, that was the first thing we did. We set the host name on all of these machines. We map the IP address to their host name in the script box etc host file. Then after that, we sign into each machine from the script box using the Vagrant, but Ubuntu doesn't allow passwords remote login, so we were able to get over that by modifying the SSHD config file in Ubuntu, which is located at etc sshd ssh /sshd config. We modified that to allow it to allow password signing. Then from there we were able to sign into the Ubuntu machine using Vagrant SSH space Vagrant web03, which is our Ubuntu machine in this case. Alright, so after that we created a new user on all the 3 host remote machines. Sysadmin, we created the user sysadmin on all the machines. Then after creating the user, we added the user to the sudo file. So from there we give the user access an admin right. So and after that we can sign into the machine using this new user. So something else that we did is that instead of us typing password whenever we try to access this host or remote machines, we enabled SSH login from our sysadmin and from our script box machine, so that we won't be providing username and password whenever I try to sign in. Just provide the username and we run the command just as we wish. So, and that is what we've been able to do here, and I inform you that this forms a very important basics foundation for any sysadmin, and this will be handy as you move on from this tutorial or start your system administration journey. Thank you for watching till the end, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.